Okay, next. All right. So basically, when you finish your study, there are two options, right? First, whether you want to work in the public sector, and then second, whether you want to work in the private sector. Okay, can you guys like raise hand to know that is there anybody wants to work with the public sector? No hands? Okay. Okay, let's say if you want to go to work in public sector, there are two options. First, whether you want to work as to have a job title according to your qualification. For example, you are under the ECE department, so whether you want to have a title of engineer in blah blah blah. So second one is job title according to your studies, meaning that although your title is not engineer, but you are doing work related to your job. Okay, for example, but like myself, I'm working as the PTD officer. PTD officer is if in Malay is pegawai takbir diplomatik, or if in English is a public administrative and diplomatic officer. So basically, I'm doing the management part. But since my background is in engineering field, so when I work in my organization, I am tasked to handle on maintenance activities in the office. So I'm dealing with the procurement, buy equipment for the organization, deal with contractors and whatnot. Okay, so if you are interested to join the public sector, you can go to www.spa.gov.my/SPA. So let me demonstrate to you. Is it any foreigners in the group?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sumera, okay. I can see you guys' names here. Okay, so this one is quite slow. Okay. Okay. Just a short while. Okay, so this is SPA website. So when you want to join, normally people can go for permohonan pekerjaan selanjutnya. So you want to know what kind of the job suits you. Basically, my advice is before you go to permohonan pekerjaan, you should go to here, syarat lantikan gaji and or job description. Okay, because from there only you know which job are actually related to your field and whether you can apply that job or not. Sometimes the title is not meant for for engineers, but when you read the job description, it's somehow related to the engineers. Okay. Okay, so you can see here, since you guys have degree letter on, so you go here, Ijazah Sarjana Muda, Sarjana or Dr. Falsafah.
Madam, are you sharing the website, SPA website right now?
Now yes.
I can't see the website. It is still.
Oh, you can't see
on how to apply for a job.
okay.
Slide.
So wait, sekejap. Stop video. Okay, kejap. New share, is it my screen? Okay. Okay, can everyone see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so if you go to previously I go from the main page, and then I go to Sarjana Muda, Ijazah Sarjana Muda, Sarjana and Dr. Falsafah. Then here I go for the syarat lantikan gaji and description tugas, or in English, right? Job description. So from here you can see the accountant, architect and whatnot. So for engineers, where is it? Engineers is at number 9. Number 9 is jurutera, for example. Okay, so if you go at the jurumenteri or jabatan, the agency is pelbagai. So they don't specific, because normally they will only open the application when there is a request from the related agencies. But once you graduate, you can apply to SPA, meaning that you already put your application upfront. So wherever there is an application, when there is an offer, so the JPA can look at your what we can say, your proposal, your application. So here you can see that to be an engineer, the starting salary is only 2,529 ringgit. But then you can get your allowance there on, and altogether you can get around 3,300 or to 3,000 to 3,300 to 3,500, something like that. Okay. So here you don't know which engineering. It just said that ijazah sarjana muda kejuruteraan. It can be anything. Okay. Okay. This one, if you go for jurutera. Okay. Let me give you one example. Another example. We go for something that don't stated about jurutera, but it's actually you can apply also. Okay, let's say here, number 30, Pegawai Latihan Vocational Grade DV41. So basically when you enter the service after graduate, your grade will be 41, but the front one is different to the scheme. Okay, here. So you can see that when you apply for Pegawai Latihan Vocational, you might be working at the Institut Latihan Perindustrian, Pusat Latihan Teknologi Tinggi, Kementerian Belia dan Sukan, or any of the Institut Kemahiran Belia Negara. And then you can see the starting salary is a little bit lower than starting salary for the engineers. It's only 2,300. And then you can see that there's also the different starting salary here. For example, if you have a ijazah sarjana muda kepujian in teknologi kejuruteraan, the starting is 2,300. But if you go for engineer 29, the description, job description. So if you are interested to do all this kind of thing, you can apply. All right. Okay, the third example, I only give 3 examples in the SPA website because we have more to cover. It's just an overview. Okay, third example seems like myself. I'm in the public administrative and diplomatic services. So any degrees can apply in to be the pegawai tabik and diplomatic, and then we work in various agencies in federal as well as in the state government. Then the job for myself, like doing on the working on the policy. So if you see that any new dasa here and there, even belanjawan 2 days ago, it's more or less more contributed by those who work as a PTD. Okay, the third, okay, I just give you third example. Okay, here, let's say, penguasa bomba. So you are the officer in the for the firefighter. So you can see, if you go, you see that, oh, it's only it's cheaper lah. It's only 2,094 ringgit. But you can see from the syarat lantikan, you can see that, okay, here, if you are having any degree, the starting is 2,300. If you are having any degree, it's only 2,094 ringgit. But you have a degree with kepujian, then you can got 2,000. You can get 2,300. But if you are engineering, Ijazah Sarjana Kerjayaan, your starting is 2,500. So you have then they have, besides the qualification, they have other requirement for physical. For example, you need to be at least 1.57 meter high for men and 1.53 meter high for the woman, and then the BMI and whatnot. So when you see all these things, you know that whether you are suitable for that job or not. There's one thing. You apply the right job according to your qualification. Okay, and then this is the job. Okay, you are the officer. You are not the workers. So you do more things on the research, planning, development, operation, and so on. Okay, that's enough for the government side. Okay, now we go for the private sector. Okay, for the private sector, there's two options. I just give you two options. Everyone know about Jobstreet, right?
Yes.
Yes. Have you tried to see what advertised in Jobstreet?
Yes.
And then do you find sometimes irritating when you see that fresh graduate job, but then you need like 2-3 years experience?
True.
Okay, so this is here from the Jobstreet. You can actually put your job title and then job specialization according to your interest. Like here, let's say for engineer. So you can see which kind of engineering, or you just want to have an engineer. So like here, I just give like fresh graduate. So you can see, for example, here, software engineers. Join yang ini blah, 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 responsibility. And then you can see that here, fundamental programming knowledge, preferably in Visual Basic 6, .NET, Visual C, C++. Okay, so these are the things that you need to have. Although maybe you are not learning it in the class, but you can find elsewhere to get this knowledge if you want to be a software engineer with ECESA. Okay. So here there's some overview about the companies. And then they say that average processing time is 18 days. So later on you need to follow up if you are still not get the job. Okay, here for example, you want to have list project engineer. So you know, okay, these are the things that you are expected to do. And here they say that preferably degree in mechanical. Electrical and chemical engineering are also encouraged to apply. Preferable 2 to 5 years working experience. Fresh graduates are welcome to apply. So you know that it's like your chances here is quite slightly lower than rather. Okay. Okay, next. Have you heard about grabmalaysia.com?
No.
No. Okay, it's supposed to be your better solution than Jobstreet. Okay, because in Grab Malaysia, they are focusing on those who are just graduated and those who looks for internship. Here, internship or graduate jobs. So you can go. See, it's in the bank, OCBC Bank. But the job requirement prefers people who studies in computer engineering, software engineering, network and communication. And then you are able to serve at a minimum of 16 weeks for internship. Okay. Okay, let's say here, full stack engineer. work with settle, Petronas application. So this is the role that you will do, the role that you will play. Okay, so type of job is graduate job, full-time. Level of study is only bachelor degree. Okay. Here also you can see related to you, electrical and electronic engineering related information. So here, to be more specific and easier for you to list down. Just now we go for full stack engineer. They also have position for product manager under the same company. Quality assurance. Here, professional apprentice and learning program in Pinnacle. Internship. So if anyone are looking for internship, you can also go to this website. Okay. And they also listed so go 100 Malaysians for a top 100 companies for graduates. So you can see also which company that you can go and apply if you want to work with a top company. Sounds familiar, those names?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So later on you can score. Okay, I just give you overview. All right. Oh, then you can also directly to the specific company of your interest. Okay, for example, you're interested in Shell. So you can go job and internship. So you can go. There is no open opportunity for this employer at this moment. Okay, but then if you want to work, so go, you can go here, graduate employers. Sorry, this one is Grab Malaysia. Okay, we go back to the okay, here you can see like Huawei. Okay, one interesting about Huawei here, they are here. Huawei cloud technical sales engineer. Okay, and then they are opening their audience. I mean, they are looking for candidates, fresh graduate who are looking for first employment, both local based and overseas based. So nowadays, with the COVID new norm where you can work from home, you just need your internet, your laptop and internet to work. You actually can apply work anywhere. It's not necessarily like you are staying in Kuala Lumpur and then you need to work in Kuala Lumpur. That's my friend who stay in Sarawak and work with Petronas KLCC. There's no problem because nowadays you can communicate everything using your laptop, and all you need is only laptop and internet connection. Okay. Back to the presentation. Okay, anything so far to ask? Get the idea on how to apply for a job?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next. How to close this one? Okay. Okay, here. First, I share with you 5 tips to get hired. First, you search jobs in your field, the job that related to academic qualification, and you need to check on any additional requirement for the position. For that, I already showed the example to find a job in the government sector as well in the private sector. Second, you need to do some research on hiring companies. You need to understand its nature of work, the company culture, and how it would suit your job scope. So now then you know that whether you are good enough to apply job in that company. Okay. And then third, you must update your resume for your submission. You need to make it short and simple there's a lot of template example on how to write a good resume on the internet. You can search and apply it to your resume. You need to highlight on the important aspect as stated in one resume to all company. You need to be specific. Okay, this company more touch on this sector, this aspect. So you have to highlight that aspect more than the others. So you need to tailor-make your resume according to your submission. Next, you need the tips number 4. You need to write a cover letter. Every time you want to apply for a job, for whether it's internship or permanent job, you need to have a cover letter which highlight the job requirements and how you may contribute accordingly. You cannot write one cover letter that, okay, attached here is my resume for your kind perusal. Looking forward to get feedback from you soon. No, cannot. You need to be specific, and you need to detail out what did the company ask and what can you offer. Okay. Next, you need to after you submit your resume, you need to do follow up because it will signal your interest and effort to get hired. Like I showed just now, there's an example that, okay, this job will be processing like, you know that the closing date, like 31st, let's say the closing date is 31st October. So they said that the processing normally take like 18 days. So on the 19th of November, you can call them or you can email them to ask whether there is any feedbacks on your application. Okay, so far so good.
Yes.
Yes.
So how to excel in career? Okay, I give you 5 tips. I put it acronym as ASKAR, ASKAR, so that it's easier for you to remember. First and foremost, you need to have good academic qualification, meaning that you need to have good CGPA. This is the first main priority for everything, because the good CGPA is a key for you to enter to many things. It's a key to open you to the career world. Okay, let's say you have good academic qualification, you don't have enough skills, knowledge, attitude, whatnot. But at least with good academic qualification, you already opened the door. When you enter it, you need to have skill, knowledge, attitude, rapport. But if your academic qualification is not that good, so some of the company you may not be able to enter, because if that company stated fresh graduate, minimum 3.5 CGPA. So if your CGPA is only 3, do not waste your time to apply job at those job which clearly stated that application at 3.5. You go for something else. Okay, that's where first academic qualification is the most important thing. If now you are in the first year, so you need to maintain. If you are the final year student, you cannot, if final year student, let's say currently your CGPA is only like 3.3. Don't give up. You have to maintain 3.3 towards the end. Don't let it down further. Don't let it down. Now you are 3.3. And then when you are graduated, you are like only 3.1. So no, you have to maintain or make it slightly higher so they can see your momentum. I will share later on how to go about if you are the mediator group. Okay. Second, skills. As everyone knows, skills is hardship and hard skill and also soft skills. Okay, here hard skill that you must have. The basic when you want to enter job, anywhere you go, you need to have this competency. You need to know how to use words. It's not only for typing. You know how to format things using Word, using the heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, how to put numbering, bullet and whatnot. Okay, words, Microsoft Words. Second, you need to know how to do PowerPoint, because there will be a lot of presentations. no matter whether you are in the private sector or in a public sector, sometimes you do the presentation, sometimes you need to do PowerPoint for the boss. Third, you need to know how to use Excel to key in data, to get chart, graph, everything with Excel. And then third, you need to know how to write emails in standard English. Let's say the boss asks you, right, okay, please write an email to this department to ask for this, this and that. So you have to write. It can be part of the interview session as well, how to write an email. Okay, and then finally, you need to know how to take minutes, minutes of meetings. You need to know to be able to jot down what are important and what are less important. You need to you need to be able to differentiate which are the points of the meeting and which points can be ignored. Okay, soft skills, communication skills, critical thinking, whatnot, you just name it. And then other hard skill that you may want to add on, sometimes maybe you are interested in doing software development. Sometimes you might like you might have interest in creative design, doing graphic, video editing, or let's say just now we see the software engineers, they need you to be master in certain software. So if you like that job, you can get the skill from now. How to get it? Whether you go to the class or you can learn from YouTube, or certain you can learn by yourself. I mean Microsoft Word, how to use it. So you can see from the YouTube and then you do trial and error here and there. Okay. Next, third, knowledge. Knowledge is not only in your field, but in everything. If you want to enter the public service or you want to be the PTD officer like me, you need to have good general knowledge. You need to know what is the current policy, what are the issues around you, what are things that people are talking about, what are the hot things in Twitter, and for example, because this knowledge, general knowledge, can people can ask during the meeting, so that during the interview session, because they want to know whether you are kind of the bookworm, or whether you are the introvert people who don't care about others, and so on. So you need to have a good knowledge. Easier nowadays, you can go for newspaper online to know the highlights of the thing. Okay, like 2 days ago, people are talking. There was budget 2022 presentation. So we waited to know what is currently happening in our country and what are they looking for. For example, the RMK 12, Rancangan Malaysia ke-12. Okay, which sector they are gearing up? They are gearing up on the digitalization. So those when the CIE graduates, so this is room for you, where you can explore when you graduate later. So you need to pay attention to it, follow it, and gear up yourself to it. Okay. Next, attitude. Okay. Good attitude will bring you everywhere. You need to portray your good attitude in everything you do. Attitude, sikap, or in there's also one thing, important thing in Malay, adab. Respect others, be humble. You need to portray that. Let's say you enter a company, organization for internship, for example, or get first job. When you enter it, you need to greet everyone. You need to see the environment, scanning before you do something. If you go for the meeting, first meeting, you need to learn what we call screening the environment, see how people react in the meetings. From that, you know how to bring you whether you can be outspoken from the first time, or you need to mellow down first, see, and later on show or give your opinion whenever they ask. Finally, rapport. You need to have good rapport with everybody. Now in the college, in kuliah, you need to have good rapport with your colleagues. You need to have good rapport with your lecturers, advisors. Even you need to have good rapport with the cleaners, whoever you meet in the university and outside university as well. Because good rapport, you never know who pray for you, you never know who may help you whenever you are in need. It's not only people around you. There are people other than that who may help you. So good rapport, just make a good rapport with people. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's not like ada udang sebalik batu. It's more like having people to get to know each other, where everyone can help each other later on. Okay, so far okay.
Okay.
Okay, so there are so many things that you listen from the very beginning. Okay, but how to start it? You know now you know how to apply for job. You know how you need to do the resume. You need to do this. You need to do that. But how to make it? How to start? Where to start? Okay, so first you need to set your goals. Anybody has planner? Hello? Anybody has planner?
Have.
What do you write in may I know who answered it?
Don't have a planner, madam.
Yeah, you don't have planner. You don't use planner before.
I tried to use, but I failed to follow the plan.
You fail to follow the friend. Okay. How about others? Adrina? Is Anis Adrina here or not? Nick Yusra Iklima?
I have never tried.
You never used planner before. How about our MC Amjad? Do you have planner?
I tried before, but it's hard to stick to it.
Okay, so let me give you an example of a planner. Wait, I need to close this, right? Okay. Okay, so DCE costs you 20 ringgit if you want to buy. But they have lots of section where you can write accordingly and you can see it every month. Okay, so first you get a planner to help you to be more organized. So by having a planner, you can see the section, what to see, how to set it, what to do, and so on. Then when you write, you can okay in the planner say and so on. So from that, when you one assignment, okay, this assignment has 5 questions. Okay, so you say that okay, now I put myself 2 hours. Do it like you are in the examination. You force yourself to finish it. Then you can move. you can move. If not, it's okay, never mind lah, it's on next week. Or never mind lah, it's there's 2 more. You did not manage your time properly, and there's a lot of things backlog. Then it's difficult for you to settle it. Then later on, it's go for copying with friends. Ask who finished first, then can I see, I learn from you, blah 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 blah. So that's something that you need to adjust. Third, you need to have discipline. Okay, this is my my tagline when I was a student 15 years ago. 3 BP, which is first, be punctual, second, be prepared, and third, be professional. Be punctual. Let's say your class start at 8:30. You need to be in the class at least 8:20. You need to be in the class before your lecturer. You need to be, when you enter class, you need to sit in front so that you can learn better than others. So you need to be punctual. And then second, you need to be prepared. So if the class is, give one example, your class is about, let's say, digital logic. Lecturer will teach you this. So you need to be prepared beforehand, so that when lecturer teach you on that subject, you have something in your mind already, and then you can ask. Good enough if you can have previous past year's questions, so that you know that, okay, this topic covered during this subject, this topic covered that subject. So when the lecturer teach you in the class, give you lecture, then you can ask him, can ask him or her directly. Okay, how, if this kind of question come out, then how to answer it? If this kind of question is this kind of topic, what kind of question that come out from this, and how to answer it? So you ask lecturer. When you are prepared, then you can ask. If you are not prepared, you just come to the class, listen, and after 2 hours, you go out with nothing. Nowadays, during the online class, it's a lot easier to learn actually, because you can record. You can record, you can listen again and again and again until you understand. Rather than in the class, you just listen, and then sometimes you feel sleepy and you didn't know what did the lecturer ask you, teach you just now. And then third one, you need to be professional. Okay, you are going to be an engineer. Engineer is a professional job. So you need to portray yourself from now. I'm a professional person. So do it professionally lah. Okay, and then by having that, okay, go back to the discipline. So you need to create a schedule and stick with it. This susah lah, difficult lah, cannot lah, so lazy lah. Remember, your today's struggle for your tomorrow's betterment. If you are not working hard from now, how are you going to work to earn the reward at the end of the day? Do you think that people who got good result just lay back, sleep a lot? No, they work hard. Maybe they don't work hard, they work smart and they earn it. But if you know that yourself is not a smart people, you need to work hard, then go ahead, work hard and make sure you get the result. Okay. Next, for Muslim, pray to Allah. Take care of your 5 daily prayers. Do additional the duha, the tahajjud in the before subuh prayer. It's really important, especially for the guys. You have no excuse. For the women, maybe they have like rest day, whatnot. But for the guys, you need to make it a routine. Do it, because Allah said that, ask me and I will give it to you. Your Lord, if you go for the tafsir Al-Ghafir, verse 60, your Lord has said, call on me, I will answer your prayer. But those who are too arrogant to serve me will surely find themselves in hell, in humiliation. Sometimes you say that, okay, Ma, Ayah, please pray for me. But you yourself did not pray. No, you need to pray as well. You cannot only say, okay, Ma, cakap kat pusat tahfiz, tolong doakan abang, doakan kakak. No. You yourself need to pray first. Pray for yourself, pray for your parents, pray for your success, dunia, akhirat. Okay, and finally, reward yourself. Learn from mistake and celebrate even small successes. For example, let's say you plan, I want to have like 2 hours to finish this assignment. I have 4 questions. And then suddenly you only manage to finish 3. One more question not yet finished. But at least you need to praise yourself. Okay, Alhamdulillah, I managed to finish 3. There's 1 more to go. Okay, I just extend my time and then I finish it. Let's say you work hard and then your result is not that good. Okay, at least you say, okay, I work this kind of hard, I only get this kind of result. Later on, I need to double up my strategies so that I can get a better result. Something like that. Okay. Okay, everyone? Hello?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so now I want everyone to switch on the camera. So let us have face-to-face conversation, and if you have anything to ask me and so on. All right. So that's all my presentation. So let's have some Q&A. Okay.
Thank you so much to our speaker for the excellent sharing session with all of us. Now we'll have a quick Q&A session. You can open the mic to ask or write in the chat box if you have any question.
I have a set of questions that I received in advance by the committee. How often the intern got absorbed immediately to the company after they graduate? So internship. Nowadays, I'm not sure. Your internship is on your 3rd year or on your final year?
That year.
3rd year. So how long? 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 20 weeks? How long internship nowadays?
3 months.
Huh? 3 months. So 10 weeks.
Yes.
12 weeks, sorry. 12 weeks. Okay. IIUM graduates, so normally the internships on the 3rd year. Then after you finish the internship, you have another 1 year to finish your study, right? Compared to other university of foreign countries, they have internship at the end of their study, 6 months. So later on, after they have internship, they can directly absorb to the company because they internship, then they finish study, they can continue. But for IIUM, the internship on the 3rd year. So how to get, I mean, if you want to work with that company during your internship, you can have a good rapport with them. You can show your performance. If you have good remarks by them, later on they can offer you. I mean, they can say, okay, later on when you finish, come and join us, something like that. So then you can apply. If you are not do well in your internship, so it's less likely for them to re-engage with you for your career. So it's all about you. How well you portray yourself during your internship. Although some people said, internship, we don't learn much. We don't do engineering work so much. It's just the PT work. But actually, this small work actually teach you something, give you skills that you may not realize at first. Meaning, like, let's say your supervisor asks you that, okay, go and photostat. First, you have to know how to use the photostat machine. You need to make sure that it's not only put the paper, okay, then it goes. Sometimes you need to do some setting, 2 pages to 1 pages, or 2 pages to 1 page, front and back, IC, print, 1 page. Those are the things. That's a skill that you may not realize when you are doing your work. So if you go for internship, no matter what they ask you to do, you just do because you put in yourself, you are learning for it. Okay. That's one question from the organizer. Okay, from Mia, what are your experience on applying SPA? Is it hard to get in? For my experience, alhamdulillah, I only have 1 interview with SPA and I got the job. And this is my current job. Okay, so basically, I'm working as a PTD officer. During my time, during my time or now. Okay, nowadays, if anyone of you interested to join the public administrative and diplomatic services, or people normally known as PTD, so it's a management job. So it starts with online application, later on online examination. Online examination, they have few sections. Among others is among other section, mathematics, personality skills, general knowledge. Many people fail on general knowledge, although it's an objective question because of people don't read much. They might tembak-tembak, so they don't get it. Okay, so first after you apply, then you go for online examination, and then after online examination, you will go to physical examination. They call it PAC. PAC. In PAC, they will examine you. They will ask you to because it's physical. So during that PAC, they will test on your soft skill abilities. They will give you case study and see how you discuss with other friends, how to answer the question. They will ask you to do public speaking, English. They will ask you to do pengucapan awam, Malay. They will give you a brainstorming session where to see whether you are mingle well with your friends. They will ask you to do the UKGK. They will ask you to run 2.4 kilometers to see whether you have good stamina or not. And they will see whether you have good BMI or not, your height and your weight. So these are the second step to enter my service, to be like me, if you want to be like me. The third one is the interview session. Okay, interview session. So interview session, there might be like 3 panels or 5 panels. They will ask you, okay, among February, normally the interview session is lasts for half an hour. So basically, the next question sometimes is based on your first question. For example, that they ask you, okay, why do you want to apply for PTD? You said, I want to have blah, 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 blah. And then they will ask you how your qualification will suit you in this job. What can you contribute? So in any interview, not only PTD, in any interview that you go, always answer on how you can benefit the company. It's not how the company or organization benefit you. It's more on how you can contribute to people. Meaning, like, let's say I'm your boss. So when you are coming for an interview, so I will say that, okay, how this guy or how this girl can benefit my company. So your answer need to be that. Okay, you need to, every question that they ask, you need to answer your best. But if you don't know, don't lie. It's okay to say that, I'm sorry, I'm not so familiar with this, I don't know this thing. It's okay. It's okay to say that. Rather than you try to answer, but you just jumble up things. You just want to cover it, you just want to try, and then although you don't know that the answer, you just hantam sajalah. No. I still remember during my interview, the interviewer asked me, okay, tell me about, okay, you are from IIUM, International Islamic University. Okay, tell me about Islam Hadari. At that time, Islam Hadari, quite a famous topic. So it's a jackpot for me because before I enter the room, I read about Islam Hadari. I really read about Islam Hadari. But then when the interviewer asked me, okay, tell me what Islam Hadari, something like, pop, blank. I know nothing. I was like, oh my God, I just read it before, but now I have nothing in my mind. Then I said, I'm sorry, sir. I know about it. I just read about it just now. I read about it. I read about it before I entered this room, but now I'm totally blank. And then the interviewer asked me that, you just try. Maybe you can see about the principle, how many principles, you just give it. And then I said that, I'm sorry, sir, I totally blank. I don't want to just I don't want just to give any rough figure, rough number, because I'm totally blank. Because you will know that whether it's right or wrong. It's better for me to admit that I just forget it. And they say, okay, they go for the next question. Okay, next, after you've passed the interview session, if you want to be a PTD officer, then you will undergo 10 months training program. Once you are elected, when you successfully qualified from the interview, you are not yet PTD officer. You need to undergo 10 months training in intern. That training for your, they have like physical training as well as classroom training. So the purpose of that training is to equip you with the knowledge to enter the government service. If you fail that training, you are gone. You are not a government officer anymore. Because that 10 months training, you will only get the allowance, not yet the salary. So you need to do well in the training. Normally, everybody will pass, except those who make some issues off from the service, so they have nothing. So you start zero. Okay, then after 10 months, you will when you finish that training, they call it, you will get the advanced diploma in public administrative. Then you will be assigned to the various agencies. I have my engineering friends who are currently working with the Ministry of Defense. I have another friends, engineering friend who is currently working with Jabatan Kerja Raya. I have a friend who was a former architect, currently working with Kementerian Perumahan Kerajaan Tempatan. So basically, they will be assigned according to the job qualification. A friend of mine, previously a lawyer, she is working with Ministry of Health. So I asked her, you are a lawyer, they assign you to the Ministry of Health. What are you doing now? And then she said, review all the contracts before government sign the contract. So okay, that's how they channel PTDs according to their academic qualification. Okay, and then how difficult actually to apply PTD? Not PTD. How to apply in SPA? How difficult it is? Okay, basically, as I mentioned before, academic qualification is the most important thing. Okay, as you know that there are many graduates, so many people applying for the job, but there might be not that many people can apply, can get the job. For example, I give an example. Let's say Mosti want to have 10 engineers from the electrical department. So Mosti will tell SPA, okay, we want 10 new engineers. Okay, then SPA will ask Mosti, okay, give us the criteria. Okay, then Mosti will say that, okay, we want people who bachelor in engineering, blah, 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 and then they give the criteria. So SPA will go to see your online application. Okay, how many people are eligible based on academic qualification? They have the list. Okay, they have the list. Then they ask the interviewer team, how many people you want to interview for this job? How many positions? 10. Okay, let us make it like 5-1, meaning that every 5 people that we interview, we choose only one. So in that case, 5 times 10, which is 50 candidates. So from SPA list, they have the list just now. So they want to find 50 candidates. Let's say the 50th person got CGPA 3.75. That the 50th person. So if your CGPA is 3.6, will you be called for the interview? No, because they have better choice. So that's different if it's only interview. But if it meant from the online examination, it can be more people. For example, for PTD, let's say they open, okay, this time let's say we want to have like people with 2.5 CGPA. So let's say 2.5 people application C. Oh, they got like 100,000 people, 2.5 and above, for example. So go for online examination, then maybe they choose only 50,000. Or maybe they say that, okay, 50,000 are eligible for online examination. So 50,000 go for online examination for 100,000 who applied. Maybe those who are not enough, not good enough CGPA. Okay, from 50,000, and then for physical they only want 1,000. So based on your marks, online examination, so only 1,000 will be called for physical assessment. Okay, PTD assessment center. So from 1,000 for assessment, so they maybe go for, let's say, 500 for interview. I just give a rough number. It's not specific like that. I know during my time, they have like 30,000 application. And then from the PAC, they call 3,000. And then for interview, they call for 1,000. And my batch, they offered a job to 257 people only. So imagine from 30,000, it's only like 200 people being selected. So that's the competition. If you go for job that start with the online examination, it's good for you. Meaning that once you go for online examination, your CGPA is no longer important because you already knocked the door. You already entered the door. The rest is based on your skills, attitude, knowledge, and whatnot throughout the process. Okay. Okay, yup.
Okay, susah juga nak masuk.
Okay. Now, dia macam ni lah. If you have good qualification, there are many doors open for you. If your academic qualification is just so and so, then it's so and so lah. Yeah, I promised just now how to get a career if your result is so and so. Okay, if you are good, you have lah all the Petronas lah, apa semua kan. Tapi if your result is not that good, you may start with what? Jeng jeng jeng. Any? You can start with internship. They have like apprentice program for graduates, like 18 months training program, 1 year training program at so agencies, and later on they will give you job if you are good enough. Last time they call it scheme latihan satu Malaysia. Nowadays they might call it like graduate programs. So you go with it. Maybe during that program you just earn 2,000 while other people earn more. It's cheap. It's less money for you, but you learn the skills. So if you're good enough, they will absorb you to the permanent job or to contract basis. Nowadays, some companies, they just based on contract basis. But if you are good enough, it's okay. So if you are in the mediator level, your CGPA is only 2.5, 2.7, you cannot go to Petronas, you cannot go to Shell, you cannot go to Telecom, you cannot go to Selambaja. You can only go to the small company, don't have bonus, don't have OT, your salary is around 2,500 monthly, but your job, like you work like around the clock. It's okay. Learn, stick to the company at least 1 year, because working experience is calculated based 1 year. If you like job hopper, you were in that company, it's only for 3 months, then you hopping, it won't look good in your resume. So no matter if first job, no matter how hard is it, but if you just stay and then later on only you find something else. Okay, you can start small with a small company. You can start with the internship if your academic qualification is not that good, because from that you can learn something else. For engineers, it's not important to have masters or degree. it's more important for you to have certification, professional certification, because if you want to have IR in front of your name, you need to have a certain credit and whatnot. You need to check with IEEE, Institute of Engineers. So you see the qualification and you plan it accordingly. Okay. Any other question? Is it true that people pay engineers less or low salary? I would say yes and no. Yes, if you go to a small company, so they don't have good margin, so they cannot pay you that much. No, I mean, there are also people who get good pay if you work with a good company. For example, if you work with Schlumberger, a friend of mine worked with Schlumberger 15 years ago. The starting was 6,000. It's only starting, not yet allowance and whatnot. Their overseas trip one day is 200, 500 USD. If they are their overseas allowance, if they work for 3 months, so just calculate. A friend of mine resigned from Schlumberger, opt to be a housewife after 3 years working with Schlumberger. She said that enough money earned with Schlumberger. She was based in China before for that 3 years before she come back to Malaysia, and then she retired. You can go with Technique. They pay you a lot also. My cousin just applied for VSS during COVID. She was paid 1 year salary for VSS. So now she work on contract basis, freelance. Currently, she said that okay, now after resign from Technique, she work as freelance, meaning that if there is a short-term job, she go to work and then later on she rests at home. Nowadays, now she working with a company X. I cannot reveal the company. She just worked for 3 months, and later on she don't have job. Then ask her, how much you earn for that 3 months job? Is it enough? Well, they pay me 10,000 a month. So is it enough or not? 3 months working, 30,000, then rest of for the whole year waiting for another job. It's a short-term job. She has 10 years experience with Technique. So if you have something to sell, you have your value. So you don't afraid to go anywhere. Another friend of mine resigned working as an engineer in Schlumberger now joining Petronas as senior engineer. So let's say if you start your working experience in a small company after 2-3 years, then you can apply with a big company because you already have experience. At that time, your CGPA is no longer matter. So it's up to you how you plan your work. So you need to start your planning your plan from now. Then you can see where to go and what to do later on. Anything else? If you want to know how to success in interview, how to write good resume, please besides check on internet, you can also have a separate session just to focus on that. So in that case, you can prepare. It's not only for final year student. First year student can also learn and prepare themselves earlier if they want to do so. Participation in co-curriculum activities is an advantage for you to be multi-skilled. You learn how to do this, you learn to do that. So it's good for you. During my time as a student, I was the Vice President of Engineers 10. Yeah. At that time, Engineering Society got the second best society for IIUM. The first one was CENSURF. So Engineering Society was the second one. So just imagine how Engineering Society can get a place in a university where we actually do a program for our own community. So that's how we go. This is in conjunction with ENGITEX', right? I was the assistant director for stall and bazaar during ENGITEX in 2004. 17 years ago. Yeah, 17 years ago. Wow, how time flies. Okay, what else? Any question? My working experience, I'm graduated in 2006. I joined the public service in February 2007. So before that 9 months, I'm working with private company. So that's also my first interview with private company, and I got the job. So my second interview in my life is for government service, and I got the job as well. So for me, if you say that, is it hard to go for interview? I would say that it's not hard if you know how to answer the question and how to prepare yourself. So from my experience now working in the government, my best experience might be working abroad. I managed to work, I had an opportunity to work in Malaysian Embassy in France in 2012 until 2017 for 5 years. So when I was there, I was quite close with the Malaysian student in France. Most of them are the engineering students. So I see how they venture themselves. Just imagine 18 years old, go to study abroad, don't know how to cook, don't know how to talk in French, but they manage. Many Malaysian students abroad graduated with a good result, first class result. And many of them get job in France. And there are also people who did the internship in France, and later on the company venture their businesses in Malaysia, and they hired Malaysian graduate from France because they are marketable. So you also need to make sure that yourself is marketable by having that ASCA. Bear in mind that ASCA, ASKAR. Anything else? Any more question? Is it any overflow in engineering job, meaning the oversupply for engineer graduate in Malaysia? Well, there is no oversupply of engineers in Malaysia. There's a lot of job open for engineers. It's whether you are suitable enough, you yourself suitable for that position or not. If you see that there's a lot of people jobless, basically if you have good qualification, you will not be jobless. Can we be choosy in choosing your job? If you have good qualification, you can be choosy. There are a lot of people, a lot of company wants you. But if your result is just moderate, you need to grab whatever you have in front of you and make use of it. You can join, if in public sector, just now I give an example for Bomba, you can actually join army, police, join custom, immigration, SPRM with your engineering qualification as well. You can further your study, having master degree, and then later on you can join be the lecturer. You can have like postgraduate diploma in education, and later on you can be a teacher. Like myself, I didn't view myself as an engineer from the very beginning. I view myself as a management people. So that's why I choose working with the government on the managerial side, in management scheme. You need to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, you can do the personality test to know which area that you are good at. Then from that, you work on your strength and covering your weaknesses. Some people, they are too busy in working on their weaknesses. So it will take longer time for them to develop their potential. So you need to know your potential and develop it. So it will be better for you to excel in whatever you do. You can be excellent in academic, but you can be excellent in academic, and you need to be excellent in academic, and you need to support it with skills, knowledge, attitude, and rapport. Academic qualification will open the door to many things, but if you don't have other things, other skills, knowledge, rapport, attitude, you will be lost. If you have good skills, rapport, attitude, but you don't have a place to go, it's also useless. So you have to balance both. All right. Anything else? It's 1 o'clock already.
If there is no more question, and I would like to give a big appreciation to all our speakers for making time to join us this eventful afternoon to share their experiences and stories. It does indeed enlighten us about our future careers in the industry. Before we end our session, let us take some pictures to remember this memorable event. It will be great if everyone could turn on their camera and smile brightly.